what a giant in so many ways. What was your own personal favourite memory, your moment with him?
Sitting with him after his very last fight, 1997, against Shannon Briggs in Atlantic City. I was at that fight, and I remember walking back in a group, in a huddle, and we got into his dressing room afterwards, and there was George. Basically, if you think about it, Mike, at that point, he was a living, breathing legend. This is 1997, but we know about the 74 fight when he lost to Ali. Then there was the 73 fight when he dropped Joe Frazier, including one knockdown in the second round where he lifts Joe Frazier off his feet. I'm not inventing it. It happened. You can go and find it. And there I was sitting in a group, a huddle maybe of 20 people, looking at big George Foreman, swiping the sweat off his face and declaring, that's it for me. So I feel privileged to have been there at that little point in history.
He was also, of course, a man who went through this. Well, he had a moment where his faith really came to him, Steve, and that became a really important part of his life throughout his life. A big family man, and in the end, a great friend of Muhammad Ali as well. They were really close, weren't they?
They became incredible friends at the end, and George was a massive supporter of Ali. But before Ali sort of went into his shell and vanished and was silent for 10 or 15 years, George kept the Ali legacy going. And you know what? They spent so much time together in Kinshasa at the Rumble in the Jungle, a fight that was postponed because George sustained a cut. And they got to know each other. And the story is really that they got to be friends. They became friends before they got in the ring and became great rivals. And listen, some people assume I was there. Trust me, I'm not that old. But if I could just time travel, if I could have one giant wish, it would be go back to spend 6 weeks in Muhammad Ali and George Foreman's company before the Rumble in the Jungle. Because what happened on the night was iconic, but the entire 5 or 6 weeks is memorable. And George could remember it in absolute detail. And I'm name dropping here, but I sat with Angelo Dundee and George, and I did 90 minutes on an old dictaphone in Tokyo in 1996. Just me, George Foreman and Angelo Dundee. Now, at that time, Dundee was training George. But, of course, at the Rumble in the Jungle, he'd been training Muhammad Ali, and he feared for Ali's life. And to sit with these two giants, these two living, breathing icons, talking into my dictaphone. I've still got the tape, yeah? It's not great quality, but I did an interview with the pair of them. I suppose that should be my #1 memory. I'm not sure what it was. Maybe it was buying my first lean, mean grilling machine. I don't know, Mike. You take your pick.
Yeah, potentially. Buncey, we'll have to leave it there. We'll let you get back to the beach. Go and have some lunch. I think you're way ahead of us in Bahrain. Steve Bunce there talking to us from the beach in Bahrain, which is why, apologies, the picture was breaking up a little bit, but so worth hearing the thoughts and the memories of Buncey. And if anyone ever showed the power boxing can have on transforming a life, it took him out of being involved in robberies, of difficult growing up, where he was there, but transformed his life when he became a boxer.